not? I said, I told you. And you cannot be upset with me because I told you if you didn't want to get pregnant, you needed to do something about that. But that is a perfect example of it doesn't matter. The systems feed each other. So if there is a blockage in the system that's causing one problem, when you fix that, you pretty much are fixing everything.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, really powerful stuff. So Phyllis, why do you say that conventional thought is responsible for the advancement of disease?
You know, you keep asking me questions that have 17-hour answers. So...
Well, it's because you're brilliant and you have so much information and our
No,
viewers...
it's because I like to talk. Yak, 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 yak. It takes me 10,000 words to say what other people could say in a sentence. Well, okay, conventional thought is responsible for the advancement of disease. If you don't remember anything else I say, and if you don't remember anything else I say, would you please remember that conventional thought is responsible for the advancement of disease? And this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that there are commercials that tell you that Cheerios is a whole grain. Lucky Charms is a whole grain. You believe that if you cut calories and you cut fat and you cut sugar, you'll lose weight. Losing weight has nothing to do with any of that or any diet. Losing weight has to do with increasing your metabolism and dealing with adrenal fatigue. Mm-hmm. That's the issue. So all this stuff that you're hearing is incorrect. And so this conventional thought it's the matrix. Mm-hmm. It really is the matrix. We are so plugged in. I was talking to one of my clients earlier today, and I was telling her that I have one client that when she's straight, when her face is straight like this, mm-hmm. she thinks it's to the left. This to her is straight. And so it is a metaphor really for what we're so off in our perception. I had to hold the mirror up to her and go, no, this is straight. And because she keeps saying, well, how am I going to get this under control? I'm like, well, you have to get your posture under control. And the mm-hmm. first thing is that you need to put your head back and you need to learn how to hold your head straight. So what's happened is over time, the bone has kind of gone into this kind of angle mm-hmm. that is incorrect. And she's become so comfortable with that what's really normal feels abnormal to her. Mm-hmm. And that's what's happened in our society. Conventional society has gotten to the point where we believe things that are off, but we believe them to be true. Mm-hmm. It's really a vicious cycle. So that's why I'm Morpheus, mm-hmm. because I'm like, we're going down the rabbit hole. We've mm-hmm. got a lot of this kind of deprogramming the mind. And so yes. when we start talking about disease, the first thing I do is I say, you're not allowed to say that you have it anymore.
Oh, perfect. Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah. Do not own it. It's not a part of your identity.
Right.
And then we're going to deal with the stages of disease. We're not going to deal with the specific disease. We're going to talk about how the systems feed each other, where the traffic jams are, and we're going to focus on the traffic jams. We're not going to focus on the specific disease that you have in your mind. So people will come to me and go, I gotta lose the weight. I'm like, I don't want to talk about losing weight. I'm going to talk about the thyroid. I'm going to talk about increasing metabolism. I'm going to talk about adrenal fatigue. We're going to talk about nutrition, and we're going to get you started on the path. And as a byproduct of that, you're going to lose the weight, but you're going to have to let go of this, you came here to lose weight. You mm-hmm. will lose it. But you really want to get the body healthy, and that's what it's all about.
And that's where you come in as a guide to
guiding you on your path. Right. Sometimes I'm kicking people on the path. I'm hitting them over the head with the path. Sometimes I throw them down the rabbit hole, and I throw them a toolbox. I'm like, you'll be all right. I'll see you when you come out. Yeah. Sorry. And, sometimes that happens because, there are certain diseases in the body that are so life-threatening. I don't have time to, candy coat things for people. Right. One person told me that they had sleep apnea, and when they went for the test, their heart stopped and they stopped breathing 88 times in an hour.
In an hour?
Yes, in an hour.
88 times in an hour.
So if you tell me that, you're getting drop kicked down the rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. I don't have time to go, okay, well, let's just smooth this. I'm like, no, down you go. Here's a toolbox. We'll figure mm-hmm. it out as we go along. And sometimes we have to do that. I have to shake people up and say, you know what? This is so important that we need to go full speed ahead. Mm-hmm. You may not feel like you're ready, but that you're sitting here with me means you're ready.
Right. Oh, fantastic. That they were attracted to you as a
yes.
particular practitioner.
Right.
That they walked in, there was some part of them that said, I am ready for the rabbit hole drop.
Right.
Now,
right, right.
even though consciously they might be going,
Yes, right,
subconsciously
sure.
they're going, let's do this
Let's
thing.
do this thing. Something inside the cells are going, oh, please, I'm holding on as long as I can, but if we don't do something right now, something bad's going to happen. So
Fantastic.
it's really important.
So, we talked a little bit about the stages of disease, and I
Yes.
know that on some of the literature that you publish and all the different talks that you do, you talk about the 6 stages of disease.
Yes.
What are those 6 stages of disease?
Well,
Wow.
would you like to get a little education? Let's
Yes.
talk about the 6. I have a little visual.
Oh, yay!
You
Visual
see-
aids.
See, my thing is, I want you to see stuff.
Mhm.
I really, really want you to
I can see that
it.
from this beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful
Well, people
office.
will say to me, for example, I'll say, coriander's really good for you. And they look at me like they've never heard that before. And then I say, well, coriander looks like this,
Oh, I just want to dip my
Yeah,
hands
and you
in
just
there. Yeah.
go for it. And so whenever I talk to people about herbs, I put, and it just came from frustration, really. I'm like, who hasn't heard of cardamom? And I'm like, nobody's heard of cardamom. I study Aryuveda. Of course nobody knows what cardamom is. So I pull it out and I say, look, this is coriander. And, people talk about beans and they've never seen an orange lentil before.
I've never seen an orange lentil until
And
now. I'm one of
lentils
those
are fabulous,
people.
and it cooks in like 10 minutes, so you can't give me the excuse that you don't have time for orange lentils. So it's really important to use visual aids because a lot of people think they can't do this. I'm like, oh yes, you can, and I'm going to show you. So there are 6 stages of disease. The 6 stages are accumulation, aggravation, flooding, and then there's displacement, manifestation, and then the final stage is flowering. So we'll talk about them briefly one by one.
Okay.
So accumulation is the first stage of disease, and the reason why I have this picture here is because accumulation is that point. If you want to visualize a river, I always like to talk about a river. If you visualize a river and the river is starting to accumulate water, if you're walking by the river, you notice it, all you're going to say is, the river's accumulating a little bit of water. You're not really thinking about it. But the way I want you to shift your thinking is to see that accumulation as a stage of disease. That's your body saying, guess what? We're entering stage 1. I want you to do something about it now. And the perfect example of that would be like gas or constipation. Some people get heat around the belly button, lethargy, These are people that crave sugar. But what they need is stable protein. And so when this happens, I've had people say to me, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I have had constipation for 30 years and I'm doing just fine. And so what I say to them is, when is trash day? And they'll say, Wednesday. And I say, well, do you keep the trash in your house, for that whole week and then take it? Oh, no, I take it out right away. I said, so you won't keep trash in your house for a week, but you will keep toxins in your colon for 30 years with heat and bacteria, and you don't think that that's a problem? Conventional thought is responsible for the advancement of disease.
Very good
Enough
point.
said.
Point taken.
Point taken. I'm like, hello, constipation is a huge problem. Then when they develop colitis or diverticulitis, they wonder why. Well, 30 years of constipation will get you there. Okay? So the stage 1, the danger with stage 1 is that you don't really think it's a problem. You don't see it as a stage of disease, but things are accumulating in your body and letting you know. The beauty of stage 1 is that your body will crave what you need.
Oh, good.
You'll start to be like, oh my God, this is hard. Go to sleep. If you go to sleep, then you're fine. So when you feel something in your body and you're in stage 1, all you have to do is do whatever that thing is, and then that stage can get reversed right on the spot. But because conventional thought is responsible for the advancement of disease, nobody does that. And on we
they
go.
push through it.
They
right?
push through. I'm going to push through.
I'm going to have like 12 cups of coffee.
That's
and
right. I'm going
gonna-
to prove that I can do this thing because I'm Wonder Woman and I'm Mighty Man. So on to stage 2 we go. So now what's happening is our river is starting to get some velocity. And there's more water. And the plants, if you think about the plants around the river, now the water has risen to the point where the plants are starting to be aggravated by that. Okay? And so this picture is, you can see it's coming up there and it's starting to aggravate things. So a great example of stage 2 is acid reflux.
Oh, I used to have that.
Yeah.
I used to get that problem on occasion.
Yeah,
Deal with
acid
that
reflux is your body going, get it out of there. I don't have time to deal with this. I'm really, really aggravated. There's a lot of different examples: nausea, heartburn. This is when you start to get a cold or congestion.